Hey, what's up, everybody? This is an addict named Derek, my man, my co-host Mike, and this is episode 20 of Addiction and Recovery Talk. This week we picked a topic of self-acceptance. That's the topic for this week.
All right, what's up, everybody on IG? We're live here.
I like this. I like this subject, self-acceptance. I think it's especially for people who are early in recovery to hear about. And I'm just going to give an example of one of many examples for me. Uh, First getting clean, um, hard to give up drugs. It's a lifestyle, something that I've known all my life. It's like being in a bad marriage. Even though it ain't no good no more, you still holding on, and then you start thinking about the good times. You don't want to give it up. So like for me, at the end, cocaine. I was a freebaser, smoking the pipe, smoking crack. Everyone talk about it, smoking coke. That was my drug of choice. That was the one that took me down. So I knew that wasn't no good. I knew that wasn't working for me. But I thought maybe I could just smoke a little weed or maybe just drink a little bit because before I started doing coke, I was able to successfully smoke pot. I thought, and I went to work and after work have a few beers with the friends, and man, that didn't really drag me down.
Stay half shit faced all day.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I can smoke a little weed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what
It's just
happened.
pop.
I would smoke a joint, right? And then I get thirsty. Of course, I got to have a beer, and I can't just have one. So now I'm drinking, smoking, and I'm getting really a good buzz on. So now, what do I really want? Do I want to waste my time just smoking weed and drinking beer? No, I'm going to do the drug that I really want to do. And I take a hit of crack, coke, whatever you want to call it, and I'm off to the races. And I had, a couple of things happen. And one of the last things that happened was crazy story. I was at, I was having, I had a friend who sold coke, right? And he never did the coke. He just sold it. But every once in a while, he was like feast or famine. So every once in a while, he would like to party. And when he partied, he liked to get ripped. But he didn't smoke. He liked to sniff. So I went to his house for a party. He was like, "Yeah, just come to the house, have some food, drink, and eat." And I got drunk and everything. And it was either Elvis's birthday or anniversary of his death. I can't remember. But this one of his friends came over. This guy was a musician, and he had his guitar. And he asked anybody if they knew any Elvis songs. And I said, "Yeah, I do." So I performed. He played the music, and I performed. And I went all out. And then I passed around a hat, and I got money. And my buddy drove me to the party. He said, "Come on, let's go." And I went, and I had him drop me off. And I went to cop one bag of coke, crack, like a $10 bag. You know what I mean? Maybe $20, whatever it was. And I was so drunk that I guess the neighbors called because I was walking and stumbling. They called the cops. It must have been around Halloween time. I don't know, but for some reason I had an orange gun, like a water gun or something, and I pulled it out against the cops. And they pulled their guns out, but they didn't shoot me because they saw that it was orange. But then they cursed me out and was like, "What's the matter with you?" And I was drunk, and they took pity on me and they drove me home, man. I went home and I did, they didn't even check me or nothing. And like little stuff like that, I was just like, man, I can't do nothing, man. Started realizing I'm an addict, and if I put one of anything in my system, my body reacts. I'm an addict. I don't know. I kind of think I know when I became an addict, where it was apparent to me. But it's somewhere along the line, I became an addict. And we have a saying in the meetings: one is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. So once I started realizing that I can't use anymore, and just got that final divorce from it, and just said I can't use drugs anymore, and accepted it, and I just looked at it like, hey man, you had a good run. can't use no more successfully. That not that you ever really did. It's over, and it's time to do something different with your life.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think you really have to accept the fact that the drugs are making you not only an addict but a straight loser. You're fucking walking down the street pulling toy guns on cops. I mean, you're not a winner, dude. Like that's
That's not normal behavior.
yeah, no, that's not going to get you ahead in life.
No.
And you need to start really looking at what you're doing, and you need to accept the fact that I know it's going to be harsh, and I know I'm always not the nicest guy about things, but you need to accept the fact that what you're doing is shitty. You need to accept the fact that you need to change. You're not living a good life. That's what you need to accept. Accept the fact that you need to make a change.
And then
Nothing that you're doing is proper.
Start doing things that's going to help you in your new life.
Like we said last week,
Mhm.
replacing with purpose. We talked about it last week. You can't just give up the negativity. You got to replace it with positivity. The brain is patterns. Okay, it's going to resort to its comfort zone. So if you don't input a new program into the one you deleted, it's going to revert back to the old one. And I'm pretty sure this is why you fought through detox and all this other stuff, was to get away from this shit. So let's stay away from it and keep moving forward and replace it with positive things and accept the fact that yes, you're an addict, that yeah, you gotta stop getting high. Accept the fact that you don't have to kill your brain cells, poison your mind and body, go out in public and act like a fool. Go out in public and disgrace your family. Go out in public and make sure women don't want to sleep with you. Losing jobs and things like that. Yeah, you get to give all of that stuff up. That's good things. Good stuff. We need to give up that bullshit and get moving forward and get moving towards things that are going to make us become that person that we dream about. Everybody looks in the mirror and sees a superhero that they are, that they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look in the mirror and you see the exact opposite of that, I mean, that's painful. That's painful.
Wow. I have.
When
you
you
said
know
that,
your reality is nothing like what you set out to be.
dude. When you said that, there was a episode. Let's say I was on a binge. I was smoking hard, right? And I went by the mirror one day and did a double take and went back and looked in the mirror. Dude, I was all scruffed up, had an afro. I was looking all like withdrawn and skinny, and I was just like, "What the hell?" I was looking at myself in the mirror and was like, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah.
I did not like what I saw in the mirror. And here's the thing: there's a lot worse things. There's a lot of worse things than being an addict. Here's the thing about being an addict: it's called the disease of addiction. This is the one disease that you don't really need to get no chemotherapy. You don't need to be put on no prescription drug. You just need to talk. Like for me, talking the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. So like something magical happens when I get with another guy who's been through the war. With like it's like people who've been through Vietnam or any war. They can relate to each other because they've been through the same trauma. So they have a bond, you know what I mean? Even if they were in a different war, they know what it's like to be. It's like I don't know what that's
We're
like.
emulating
but
the same vibration.
They know what that feeling like. And when he talks, he listens to the other guy. He can empathize with him. He can sympathize with him. Like I know he knows what it's like to feel this big after you promised yourself again that you weren't going to blow your check on drugs, and then you lied to yourself once again. I know I did. I said I'm only going to spend $10. No, I'm only going to spend 50. Once I spend this 50, the rest of the money I'm going to pay the bills. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that and do that. And then you You know you're not going to do that. You know every dime in your pocket is going to the dope man, but you lie to yourself. Again, knowing the results, because that's what happened last week when you got paid. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, I know he knows what it's like. I know he knows what it's like when your mom or your dad or your girlfriend or your wife or your kids. I didn't have kids when I was on drugs, but my parents used to look at me and shake their heads. They didn't understand why I was doing these things. Like, why was I destroying myself? They were like, they had no answers. They had the sadness in my mom's face, man, like the tears, like the you know what I mean, nights I robbed her of her sleep. You know what I mean? Not knowing if she's gonna get a phone call 2, 3 in the morning that something bad happened to me. You know what I mean?
I died in front of mine.
In front
Right
of
in
your
her
mom?
arms, yeah.
Are you serious?
She found me dead on the bathroom floor.
And what she do?
She ran and grabbed the Narcan that they had given her because I had OD'd
Serious?
like 2 weeks before, like a straight fucking loser. And she was shaking so bad that she barely got it up my nose. It was the one that pops up your nose, and she was freaking out, like shaking, screaming. And she said she barely shoved it up there, and she thought she dropped it, and none of it got in there anyway. But the EMTs actually said that's what saved my life. Imagine that. Dude.
Wow.
You die in the fucking arms. And you know what's funny, too? After I got clean, I said to myself, or I said to her, oh, man, that's horrible. Something happened. Somebody died in front of their mother, completely died. And I said, that's horrible. I can't believe that. Imagine dying in your son or something like that. I just said, imagine that situation. And she said, what are you talking about? It did happen. You did do it. She had to fucking remind me of it.
Wow.
That's how much of a fuck up I was. That's how messed up I was. That's how messed up some of you may be, or you were. Which is, all of those are reasons why you need to get yourself back, and you owe those people. That's your mother. She gave you life, man.
Self-centeredness.
And she's got to bring me back to life now?
Or you're thinking about it,
No.
you.
And he was saying lies. We lie to yourself. Hold on. Everybody out here hates a liar. Everybody hates a liar. You all want to talk shit about this liar, that. But you'll lie to yourself over and over and over again. You will bullshit yourself every day in multitudes. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it's just okay to be a jerk off these days, and I don't understand why, because it's not where I come from.
The disease of addiction is deep, man. It's complex, and it grabs you by the throat and does not want to let you go, man. It wants to keep you in that space where you're destroying yourself and your family and all your loved ones all around you, man. And
it goes to show, you hear me talking right now, and you hear the things that I said I've done and been through. They're 100% against everything I stand for and that I am, and always have been.
Now we're
and
in
that's
recovery.
What that shit does to you.
We're in recovery.
It turns you into everything you swore you would never be.
We're in recovery. It's a show. It's called Addiction and Recovery Talk. Now I'm in recovery. You know, it was nice this morning. I slept in a little bit. You know what I mean? And I was getting ready to go to the gym, and I had a nice conversation with my youngest daughter. She's 21 years old. We just had a great talk. We were just talking about life and different things. And it was just like, you know, nice. Like, I'm a father. Like, a father? Like, I was a piece of shit. I was a junkie who cared about, all I wanted to do, like, you know, I grew up, what was it? Used to say sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know what I mean? Or whatever music you was into. Like, partying, that was the lifestyle. Like, that was all on my mind. Like, work was just something I had to do to get money to
get
be
to
a
weekend,
a savage.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just preying on people, robbing, stealing, all that stuff, man, and thinking you were cool. And like you were talking about, you know, like you got into that lifestyle of being a thief and going to jail, and like that's cool.
I was never a thief. I hated thieves. I was always a drug dealer. Get that
okay,
straight?
Well,
I had standards as a junkie, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Well, you were a criminal.
Yeah.
Selling drugs is not legal. They was locking you up for some reason. I didn't remember if you was stealing or I know you said you was going to jail, so you was doing something to go to jail. and that's
Just like I had standards as a drug addict, I had standards as a criminal.
you know, and then we start thinking that's cool because, like you said, having that reputation. I was in the county. I was, man, that's
Listening to this
stupid
stupid ass music that's literally put out by the same people who own the private prisons.
Mm. Oh yeah,
and you wonder why good music like people like Brand Nubians and Public Enemy
that's
and
a message in that
Roots,
music.
and the Roots are just gone.
They don't want that. They don't want no message. They want destruction.
Can't have any positivity.
Well, I heard this on Sunday was saying something about Oxycontin, Percocet, Molly.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, you used to rap about that in the 90s. You got made fun of. Everybody talked shit about you. They hated you. Now all of a sudden it's cool to be talking about dope and being a junkie in your music.
Right.
This is the way everything is turned, and it's a shame.
But and that's popular, and that'll get a lot of airplay. That'll get a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
But our message is life. Our message is coming from the depths of hell and making a change and trying to help that same community that we were a part of. There's a lot of I know a lot of people in the program and recovery, and I just said congratulations to this girl on Facebook that I know she celebrated 4 years. I saw that she responded and said something. I didn't read it yet because I was
Congratulations,
driving.
Girl. I hope you're watching.
Her name is Bridget.
Congratulations, Bridget.
Yeah,
keep it rocking, baby girl.
And and like I said, I've been around a long time, so I saw a lot of people get their start. You know what I mean? So I'm an OG in that world, which I'd rather be. Not an OG out in the streets. I'd rather be an OG when it comes to the gym or recovery.
Force for good.
Yeah, it's not that street stuff. I thought that was cool when I was younger, and you see where it got me. It got me almost killing myself and people around me. Taking chances and doing all this crazy stuff, man. And I'm a father. I'm a parent, and it's cool. Like at the gym, like a lot of the young boys come up to me and ask me questions. And, oh yeah, I'm doing this. And, I lost 20 pounds. And guy was like, yo, man, I'm doing that intermittent fasting you told me about. I talked to so many people, I don't even remember what I told them. But I know that I told them something positive about how I live. And some of them take that and run with it and then come back later and tell me, yo, man, you remember you told me about that? I've been doing it. And oh, man, wow. And I really believe that this hot yoga I do is going to really take off in the next few years. Hot yoga is,
listen, positivity spreads. It's like negativity.
It's not like it's not known, but I think it's going to get known on a really broader scale because we're talking about life and recovery and physical fitness. Now the yoga, spiritual, the meditation, and it's going to promote longevity because of doing it and stretching and body, the range of motion and this it's funny because we're called yogis, and I feel like I'm part of this almost hippie type thing, you know what I mean? Which I could get with because I used to smoke pot and listen to, that type of music. It depended on where I was and who I was with. So I can get with that, you know what I mean? And like peace and love and and going through the struggle. Because we do physical fitness, right? It's a struggle, but the reward. You know what I mean? When you're done, you take that shower, then you sit there, have your nice lunch, and you're eating healthy, and you're feeding yourself fuel instead of garbage. Because when we're talking about recovery, that's the thing that me and him are trying to spread. We're not only talking about not doing drugs and building your life in that aspect. We're talking about being well-rounded,
living your life to its fullest, not mentally, just getting off the drugs, but living to the higher self,
mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. Like he was talking the other week, mental health. That's very important. That's stuff that we used to laugh at and make people fun of. Nah, man, people are killing themselves, man. People think there's no way out. They think, and here's the thing. This thing is called addiction and recovery talk. For me, now, and people who go to the meetings that know me for years, they know I'm a blabbermouth. If something's bothering me, I'm going to talk about it until the cows come home. And then one day, even my kids used to say, Dad talks about stuff, and then one day he'll just not talk about it no more. But he talks about it whatever's bothering him, whatever, how long he needs to, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, 5 months, a year, whatever it is, I talk about it because it gives me relief. I'm not holding it inside. It's toxic for me. Like I have to express myself and get it out. Like for me, like coming here and doing this, I don't care if we get one view. This is therapeutic for me to come here and do this. I mean, I hope one day it really turns into something. I keep forgetting to say this. Please like and subscribe. We're supposed to be saying that. We don't, but we enjoy doing this. If we help one person a week, that's success. It ain't got to be millions. I mean, like, like we're just starting, man. We're trying to do something, and we're committed to doing this. And like I got a lot of stuff to do, man. But I ran over here and I said, Mike, I gotta leave at a certain time because I got some stuff I got going on that's positive, that's gonna help me in my life. And I got another appointment, a Zoom call at 3. So I was like, we get over to Mike's, we're gonna do this podcast, and I gotta leave here by 2:30, 2:35, so I can get back home and get ready for my 3 o'clock Zoom call because this is important to me. This is about helping other people. It's not just about me. See, like, and I'm spiritual, right? So I believe in God. And when God gives you gifts and he gives you blessings, one of the things that I feel I should do, I hate telling people what they should do, but what I feel like I should do is give back. Because in the program, they say we keep what we have by giving it away. And it's like, you ever see that movie one time? It's called Pay Forward. Like you would help somebody else and then they would help somebody else and just kept paying it forward. And it's just like, that's how the world gets better, in my opinion.
So all of y'all who think there's nobody who cares, reach out on IG at Michael Stewart's _life wellness is me. Hit me up anytime. All right. We got the programs, we got the plans that can help you take your life from here to here. Okay. Whether you're in the depths and on drugs, we got rehab centers, detox centers. If you just need to talk, we got therapy, anything you need. And then we also got the full out life plan. Derek, you heard what he just said. He's here because he cares. He is available. If you want people to reach out to you, feel free.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell them.
On Instagram, I'm Big D 2440. I'm also the Yoga Guy 50 on Instagram. That's where I do my yoga stuff. I'm on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Reach out, y'all. Seriously, stop hiding
also
in the basement.
You could comment us on this.
Yeah, reach out, comment you on YouTube here.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be launching my channel soon, Recovery Roundtable channel soon. So
yeah, we're about helping people, and we have resources, and we know people. That if you know somebody that needs to go to detox or a program, I mean, we know people. We can try to help make that happen, and we're not just over here talking. We know people. Like he does his thing, and I know people that have recovery houses and programs and knows how to get people in that don't have insurance and all that. So I know some people.
I am a certified peer recovery specialist as well. I never mentioned that to you guys, but yes, we do have some really good stuff. So literally, at Recovery Roundtable, we can take you from homeless and on drugs, get you into detox, rehab, sober living house, and I can bring you there from someone. As long as you got an ID, we can get you the insurance, we can get you moving, we will get you set up. If this is something you really want to change your life, we'll even get you into sober living house after rehab, so you can start building your life. And then you start working one of my life training programs. Start working with Derek. Derek's always willing to help people. Listen, this is how we take your life to the next level. Okay, there are people that are here for you. Okay, my programs are geared mainly towards men, but I do have some stuff available for women. So please, guys, reach out.
So for me, whether you're a man or a woman, I know people that can get you where you need to be.
Went to the rehabs, and the detox.
Yeah, because that's like that's the first thing. You got to get your, you got to get off the drugs. You know what I mean? And I understand just from talking to people, opiates is a serious thing to withdraw from. It's mentally and physically addictive, but there's a safe way to get off of that. And, like, you don't have to stay in the pain. Like, and at the end of the day, Don't be scared of the pain because you wasn't scared to do the drugs. So don't be getting soft now and making excuses because that's all it is. And if you got to go through some pain, that's good. You know why? Because remember that pain. Every time when you get clean, remember what it took to get off of it, to be detox. Sometimes you need pain. Pain is a motivator. Like this is not like the Wizard of Oz where you go see the wizard. No, this is something you have to work for. You have to participate in this. Now we can lead you to the help. We can lead the horse to the water, but you got to drink it because it's so easy for people to be self-destructive, but it's so hard for them to do something that might help them. They're like, oh, I don't know, I got to think about it. You got to think about it. You mean you got to think about it? You're a piece of shit. You're on drugs. What is there to think about? You want to continue to be that, or do you want to do something different? But that's up to you. And you got to put the work in. It takes work. Everything we do, everything we're talking about. Like I go to the gym where he works at and he trains, like he's working. He's training people back here. He's putting in work. I'm working, man. I'm working. I was at the gym this morning. I did my ice bath. I was in a sauna. Hopefully I can get off this Zoom call on time. I can hit the hot yoga class at 4. If not, it's okay. I'll do something else. I mean, but we're continuously trying to grow.
You need that pain. You need that trauma to push you forward. That is your fuel. Yeah. Thank God that you have that. Okay, and listen, think about this. All right. Change is a little bit painful. So even getting off the drugs, yeah, it's a great thing for you. But it's going to hurt. It's going to be a little hard. Listen, I don't care if you got a tumor growing out of your head. If they cut it off, it's going to be painful while it gets cut off. So when you're separating with anything in life, you're going to have that period of discomfort. So be prepared for it. It's coming. It's not going to be easy. Take it on as a challenge and kick the shit out of it. Stop laying down and dying. When did this pathetic, weak attitude become okay? When did you become okay with
Never.
Losing?
It's not okay. It's not okay. It's never okay. It's a choice. It's a decision. Remember, what was that movie? Shawshank Redemption? He says, get busy living, but get busy dying. I was like, I'll never forget that movie. That's one of those movies that I don't care. If it's on and I'm home, I don't care if it's the beginning, the middle, or towards the end. I'm watching that movie. I don't know how many times I've seen that movie.
And again,
but that dude was determined to get out of jail.
Have you ever changed? Think about it though, that pain, that trauma. Have you ever made changes in your life when things were going well?
No, because
when things are going well, you're good. You ain't worried about self-improving, but you should be. You should always be reflecting and analyzing and trying to improve.
Most drastic changes come through pain
changes
and being
things suck
and getting tired of how you're living. Usually it's like, man, this sucks, man. I gotta do something different. And then you might hear something motivating like David Goggins or some preacher
or Addiction and Recovery Talk, episode 20.
This could be it, because like we're two guys, man. We're not like, movie stars. We're two guys who lived that life and turned it around, man. And got years clean in recovery, man. And like I this is like my what's the third or fourth time here?
Yeah.
And I got to meet his mother last week and had a nice conversation with her, man. And I could see that she's happy how her son's living. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the beautiful things. Like one of the things I like the best about the program is when people celebrate, especially when their loved ones come, like especially like parents or their kids or their spouses, and you see like you hear the story of where they came from because you share your experience, strength, and hope. So like how you got there, what you did, and how you live in now, and it's like miracles, man. It's like it's such a drastic contrast, like active addiction and being in recovery and being clean.
Oh, it was a miracle. I've told you, man.
It's such a crazy contrast. It's so different. It's like night and day.
I know what it was like, that feeling they say reborn. I know that shit is real. Boy, when I swear I felt like somebody took my soul from my body, washed it clean, and I was a newborn baby.
Yeah, that's how it is, man.
Everything was it was all anew.
Now, let me say this. It's the last thing I want to say because we got to wrap it up. When my father passed away, the last time, it was symbolic. The last time I talked to him was on his birthday when he turned 73 years old. And then he died unexpectedly 5 days later from a heart attack. And when my mother passed away, I had 24 years clean. And she told me she said, son, I'm getting ready to go be with Jesus. I need you to come see me. I said, okay, Mom. I went to go see her and we hung out for like 3 or 4 days. And he said, as soon as I left, she said, I'm good. I saw my son. She stopped eating. They said she had a peace. She was ready to go meet her maker, man. And we had a great time. We laughed, we cried, we did everything in between. I took her for a ride. We were hanging out. We went to go see my uncle, and who was locked up for many years. And like it was just like she was ready to go because she had a good ending. You know what I mean? And it was just like, man, she lived her life. She was 78, and so and this is another thing I want to say real quick. My mom and dad had everything. They came from humble beginnings, but at the end, they didn't have health. They had everything but that. And so that's why I strive so much for health, because I saw that, the material stuff is good, but, if you don't have your health, man, it's not good. They suffered because of it. That's my message about self-acceptance for this week.
I think we got a good message out there.
I feel good about it
this week, man.
I'm happy.
That's it. Accept that. You need to start, that you are who you are, and you've taken accountability. You need to accept that you've gotten yourself to this position, and you also need to accept that you and you alone need to get you out of this position. Now, yes, we're going to be here and get your back through the fight. We'll hold your hand the whole way, but you still going to have to make the fight yourself. You still got to get in the ring, and you still got to throw hands. Proverbially, that is. All right, y'all. We love you. Remember, reach out at my Instagram at Michael Stewart's Life Wellness. Derek's
Big D 2440.
All right. Comment, share. Please share this. Get the message out. Tell your friends every Sunday. Addiction and recovery talk. We got y'all. All right, everybody. Let's
Peace
go.
out.